Greetings everybody! Welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. If you're new to our channel, and several of you might be, well welcome. This is an unorthodox look at a variety of off-the-wall smart watches, including this brand new one, which we haven't seen on this channel before, the TicWatch. It's actually the TicWatch 2 inside this box, and it comes to us from China. I know, doesn't make sense, but here it is. BangGood, one of our awesome partners, is providing a link down below in the show notes. By the way, you may not see it on your phone, but if you go to your computer or whatever to get to the show notes, there'll be a clickable link to get to this page, or just put in banggood.com and TicWatch 2 and you'll land on it. But if you use our coupon down below with our link, you can pick this up hopefully at a discounted price. And even that's a really good price if you guys have been following the TicWatch 2. Really amazing watch in a whole different class than what we've seen before, and we're going to take a look at it right now. What's it got in it? Well, a lot of different things. It's, this I like, the liquid silicone strap. Kind of makes you wonder if you squeeze it hard like a balloon, is it going to pop? Whatever. It's got a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor, 512 megabytes of RAM, and 4 gigabytes of overall memory. Now, by today's standards on our Android smartwatches, that's kind of low. But it is a TicWatch, and so it's running a whole different kind of operating system with some fun little bells and whistles and tickles that you're about to see. There's all the other information. It's a 1.4 inch with 287 pixels per inch screen. It does not have a camera, but it runs Bluetooth 4.1. A 300 milliamp hour battery, which gives you 36 hours of use time, it says. And it's got an interesting wireless charger. You're going to see that too. Here's all the features. It supports phone calling when tethered and SMS messaging. You have all of the support for these things, including heart rate monitors, pedometer, music, GPS is supported, alarm, weather, and water resistance to IP65, which you're not going to shower or swim or dive with this one. It's that lifestyle kind. You can get it a little splashy wet, but don't dunk it, okay? It interfaces with Android and iOS, and it's using an app called TicWear for its tethering. All right, it's round, it's Android aluminum, anodized aluminum, and these are the dimensions, and again, the liquid silicone rubber band. All right, what does it look like? Let's take a look. We've got the commercial box. This is right straight from the seller, and this is how it's packaged. And the package is awesome. I really like the packaging. Look at this. It's just, you open it up, there it is. You pull this up, and you can remove the whole watch itself, which rests on a cute little pillow, which is great at nighttime. You can put it in here, and if you want to, just support it on its own little pillow. Not inside here, of course. We want to take it off of this. We open it up. Wow, yeah, that band is like liquid. Whoa, that's really smooth. Wow. We got the albino one. It's white. I only have one other albino watch. Beautiful, huh? All right. This is a cover that we can take off. Like so. And it's one button on the side, silver with black on the bottom. Black all over. There's the heart rate monitor sensor area. The bands are removable. See, you just slide that little thing and you can change out the bands to your heart's content. And because of the two-tone of the watch, you can pretty much use any band you'd like. Let's see what else we got. We have accessories and a user's guide. Let's hop into the accessories box and see what's in here. Okay, we have two things. We have, it looks like a wire, which is your standard USB connector that you plug in, so any of your existing USB could work to charge up the watch. And you have this round little saucer, which has a connector here for the USB to go into, and the symbol for wireless on the surface. And the way it works is you just simply set the watch. It's lightly magnetically coupled, so you're going to have it sitting down. You pop the watch in it. You don't have to align it. It can be any position, and it'll charge the watch through magnetic coupling. That's right. How long does it take? I have no idea. How long does the battery last? Don't know that either. But you know, the TicWatch 2 has been out for a long time, and there's a lot of resources on the web that you can surf on and learn a whole lot more details than I'm going to be able to tell you in this relatively short, I hope, video. So check it out if you really want to know. This puppy's been around a while and been through the paces. So those of you familiar with the TicWatch 2 already know this stuff. And those of you not, well, there's great resources to find out. In terms of a user's guide, which is the other thing in here, aside from a little silica gel to keep it dry, in here we've got a user's guide, yes. There's the little manual. And look at that, it's got its own little pocket. Okay, take that out. And traditionally on here, for those of you who are new, I page through the user's guide so you can freeze frame it if you'd like and read the user's guide. We haven't found a way to get these into PDF yet so you could download them, but you can at least read it from the screen. So this tells you a little bit about it, startup, how it's laid out, the charging. Then you get into this QR code thing and Bluetooth pairing so that you can tether the watch to your phone. And it looks from reading this that you got to go through an authorization process and get it all set up. We'll take a look at that in a bit too. And then here's kind of an overview of what the different watch faces look like. It's in color. Didn't even know for sure we had a black and white pebble-like thing or a color, but the pictures are in color. Here's some more information about how to contact them, their official website, tickware.com, and other stuff. And then the rest of this book is... You can tell a difference between a Chinese watch manual and something else, which is this, with all of the pages and pages of legal jargon, cautionary safety precautions, warranty requirements and regulations, compliance statements, on and on and on. Yeah. Great reading if you have the time and inclination to go through this. And like I said, in many of our videos you see on the Chinese watches, you won't find this kind of information put into their user's manual. But it's here, governing law and disputes. I'd sure like to see that in some of them. Anyway, okay, we thank you for your support and appreciate your confidence in us. And that's the TicWatch team. But you guys are here for the TicWatch 2. So by golly, let's get on with it. I'm going to press and hold the button. It just vibrated. It's upside down. I'm so used to the watch button being on that side. Wow, okay, that's embarrassing. I don't even know, huh? Wow, that's pretty. Starting up. Very interesting beginning. I don't have familiarity with this watch, so we're all learning together. Those of you who are TicWatch 2 experts are probably going to laugh at me. That's okay. I've been laughed at before. And we're going to go through and check it out. TicWare to pair with this phone, tickle the side. Oh, I've wanted to do this. Can you feel the tip of your finger? Here we go. Whoa. All right. Download the TicWare app. Okay, I've actually done that. It's right here. The TicWare Global from the Google Play Store. There it is. I went ahead and created my account and set it all up. I went through and put in all the parameters it asked me for, like my gender and height and weight and on and on. That's already been put in. Actually, I just skipped through it. I haven't actually set it. Okay, so we've downloaded that, and now we come here and to open the app and then focus on that little QR code with the camera. Okay. Let's focus camera. Here we go. Pairing. Simple as that. Downloaded the app, put it in here. See the sign out. It means I'm already logged in. And we're paired. So we're going to set up a new watch. Wow. Select the region and look at all the regions we've got. Gee whiz. So we're not selecting languages, we're selecting regions, and there's tons of them. Is this every country in the world? Just about. Sorry if I'm going too fast to miss your country or your region. Singapore, Somalia. Wow. Okay. Even Vatican City's in here. Let's take the United States, because that's where I am next. We're going to go with English. I guess all those different languages would change depending on the country, and it would be the ones that are appropriate for you in those countries. So I typically wear it on my left wrist. So I'm going to choose left and say next. Choose the crown direction. Well, all right. Let's switch it to the right. Oh, look at that. It flipped the watch upside down. Now, because you got the tickle thing, it's probably more convenient actually to have the tickle where it's closest to your finger, right? So I'll go with the left. Because I'm left-handed, I'm going to wear the watch on my left hand. I want the tickle on the right. We'll say next. And I got to create a password for the TicWatch. Okay, I'm going to skip that step and ready to start syncing. All right. It's synchronizing. Watch faces, specially crafted. Apps designed for the wrist. Can you read all this? It's going through and getting us all set up. It's loading. You see the little blue line moving slowly around. Syncing data may take several minutes. Now there's of course no data in the watch yet, but it's good to know that the watch will actually accumulate data on your behalf that later you can synchronize back to your phone. To save us some time, I went ahead and let the watch finish doing its syncing, and now the app is up in its homepage, and the watch is ready to go. So let's start in with this. First of all, the display you're looking at, look how simple, black and white. However, it's really a sleep mode for the actual watch face itself. When you touch it, or you shake your wrist if you have that feature turned on, it'll come back into full color. And not only full color, at this point, you have the ability to go through the different screens that are waiting for you. And that's great because it saves power. And you can still see the time no matter which watch face you're looking at. And speaking of that, let's look at the watch faces. When we press and hold, if you have this feature turned on, you can scroll through the watches. And if you see one that has a gear at the bottom, it means you have multiple options of that watch face. For example, I can have the same one with a date on it. Interesting, huh? To take a quick look at some of the watch faces that are on here, you have analog, you have digital, you have sports focused. See the number of steps up here. You have weather, date, and time are available to you. When it times out, it goes into the sleep mode like that. Really nice. Here's another one. This is a digital one with a bright temperature, your power level shown here, your steps. And again, a few seconds later, it'll go into its sleep mode. And on and on and on. In a little while, we'll go through and look at a bunch of the watch faces. But I want to show those of you who want to see how it works, the features. So let's begin. If I scroll up, when it's in its active condition, it'll show me any notifications that I've received from the phone. This is tethered, so you get your notifications directly to the watch. If I scroll down, I get into all these different panels. The first panel is showing you the amount of power you have left, circular and with a reading here. And notice this, the reading is for both the power on the phone, which is at 67%, and the watch, which is at 72%. You can go into airplane mode, or you can, come back here, go into silent mode. This will turn off, no vibration and no sound. It's like sleep mode. If I turn this one on, it's vibration only, but no sound. And DND mode is off, and silent mode is off. Those are your options to quickly set up the sound and vibration features of the watch. If I scroll over to the right, I get this page. This lets me tap this one and adjust the volumes directly. This is going into the settings, actually, and the actual place you would modify the information related to the sound settings. If I tap this one, the tilt to wake off is turned off now. So now, if it's in the off condition and I tilt my arm, it's not going to wake up. Oops, took me to music player, which is the next one, I guess. And then this one is pinging your phone. It's going to make the phone ring in case you've lost it and locate it. And then we have a brightness control here. And normally it's a little too bright for on full for the screen here. So I'm going to keep it in number 2 in the middle section. Makes it look a little bit better for the screen. The settings are right here, and they're also in the app drawer, which we'll get to, but let's run through them quickly. In terms of network, we have an airplane mode, which is enabled. I'm going to turn that off because I want Wi-Fi to be on. And we can come in here and we can enable Wi-Fi. And of course, if I've already set it up, it's going to go and link to my established Wi-Fi. And now I'm Wi-Fi connected. You have Bluetooth for third-party devices like headphone, ear jack, all earphones, whatever, to play your music on. And then you have a cloud sync that connects this whole thing together with the app and the watch to the cloud. That's in your network. The sound and vibration we just looked at. You can adjust the volume. Now, unfortunately, I think the volume's pretty soft on this watch. It should be a lot louder, but it's not, so I keep them all cranked up all the way. Also, I find it limited. You can turn vibration to normal, by the way, or strong. I really like strong. If you want to know the watch is doing something, have a strong vibration. As far as the ringtones, the alarm tones, they're really limited. I only have like 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're pretty basic. Very mellow, easygoing. You don't have anything that's going to like really jolt you. And personally, I like to have those options. If you want a harp, that's great. If you want an air horn, that's even better. To me, a watch should be heard and not seen. But that's what we've got. And same thing here. The exact same tones are on both settings. So it'd be pretty easy to get confused as to which one, is your ringtone and which one's your alarm ringtone. Needs more work on the ringtones. I'm not sure if you can actually put your own in here or not. Be nice if you can. Power savings mode. You can go into this. It's disabled right now. You can set what threshold you want it to go automatically into power savings. I have a short timeout on it, so I have to keep touching it all the time. You can schedule a power savings mode so that you can save your battery like at night if you're not going to be using it. And you have an option to display the time in digital or analog on the watch, because when you go in power savings, everything is disabled and all you have is a dimly lit time display, digital or analog. That's in the power savings. Your gesture is again where you can tilt to light up the watch. It's currently disabled. I'll turn it on. And you have wrist control. And you can double flip the watch to enable the voice command. What's the voice command? Well, we'll show you that in a minute. You get that normally by scrolling to the right, but you can also, with this turned on, you can double flip the watch and it'll turn that, it'll activate the voice command. Then this new thing is called double knock, and it allows you to switch to the next song by knocking twice on your watch, for those of you listening to music on your watch. That came with the latest firmware. By the way, the first thing you want to do when you get this, after you get it all tethered and set up on Wi-Fi, is to check for an update to the firmware, because there is one, and you want to download that updated firmware. Now it's back in sleep mode, see? Okay, we were looking at settings. We were going through the gesture. And now we're going into security. You can put in a password, which is a code, a swipe code kind of a thing. And you can also set it to lock the watch when it's off of your wrist if you want to. Then we hit preferences. Overall preferences, you have this private mode, enabled or disabled, which when a notification comes to the watch with it enabled, it won't light up the screen unless you raise your wrist and look at your arm. With it turned off, it'll light up the screen anyway. So I guess if you're sitting there with your hand under your chin, whoever you're talking to could suddenly see your text message come in or whatever. Here we go, date and time. You have the option to go to 12 or 24-hour format. That's an addition from the previous firmware. If yours is always stuck in 24-hour mode, you know you need to update the firmware, because I didn't have 12-hour mode just a little while ago until I did a firmware update. Stop! Here's our brightness level. I think I'm touching the tickle over here. We can set the levels of brightness. We showed you that. Your do not disturb. You can schedule it for blocking calls so you don't get interrupted during the night, which is a nice thing. And the ambient mode is that option now to show you the watch face in the black and white mode. It eats more power, but it's really nice that when the watch is off, it's going into that still on display. Our screen timeout, by golly, I'm going to change that. I'm having to talk way too fast to keep up with it. Let's go to 20 seconds. What do you say? You have up to 40, as low as 10. And if no action is detected on the screen, it will dim or enter the ambient mode automatically after that timeout. And to help improve battery life, the screen timeout is set for 5 seconds when you only wake up the watch with that twist to see the time. Automatically it's set for that to keep it low. So you have to touch it if you want to get it into your normal screen timeout. I can switch from metric to imperial. Let's see if I do this. There we go. Fahrenheit, or come back here, or centigrade, Celsius. And then the date. You have the options of the different ways you want to display your date depending on what country you live in. And our watch face is enabled with the long press so that you can change the watch faces. But sometimes people will touch things and it'll go into long press, and you'll find that the watch display is all messed up and you don't want to have a long press capability going on. So turn that off if you're having problems with that. There's our hot word. Our hot word takes us to the voice assistant. So I guess we should show you that. We're almost through, and we'll come back to that. It's okay, and followed by the word TICO. And it's not Tico, and it's not Tyco. You'll find out in a minute. Text-to-speech is enabled. Wearing preference, we looked at that. You can wear it on your left or your right hand. By the way, I messed up. I'm right-handed, so I wear it on my left arm. So I have the button on the left so that the tickler is touchable with my right hand. Okay, just in case some of you wondered why a lefty would have his watch on his left hand. The tickle side touch is enabled. You know what? I'm going to turn it off right now, because I think it's messing with me in showing you all the stuff here on the watch. But you have the ability to turn it on and off. Touch light up is enabled. And if I turn that off, when I touch the screen, when it's off, it won't turn on. And that way, it won't accidentally be coming alive unless I tilt my arm the way I want to. So I'm going to leave both of those off for right now. Our languages, because of where I said I'm located, is only English or Chinese. When you go through the location of all the different countries, whatever country you pick will give you the default languages that are available when you select them, instead of a big long list of languages. And voice service for the response to your questions can be in either English or Chinese, as it's set up for this location. I wanted to do the Tico thing, right? Let's come back to that. Permissions, Odyssey, heart rate monitor. Always ask if you want to have the heart rate, if you want it enabled or disabled. Again, for battery savings or for accumulation of most of data, or, the option of just always asking. ADHD watch face. Okay, what is that? I'm not totally sure. I think it has to do with accumulating heart rate information. It's saying for heart rate monitor to always ask, and for mobile data, wow, I've even timed out my phone here. Mobile data, always ask. I'd say check the web on that one to get it. I don't want to make a wrong assumption here, but this is a new option that came with the newest firmware. In terms of fitness, our GPS location is enabled. That uses up power, so if you want longer battery life, probably want that off. Network location is enabled to get it from your router, which is better. If you're going to be in a fixed location, you don't really need it from GPS, but if you're out running, of course, you need that. And the heart rate monitor is enabled, but you can turn it off. So if you want to go to bed and turn your watch over and leave it on the table in the middle of the night, you're not going to have that green light flashing at you and waking you up. A lot of capabilities are here now that weren't there before. Always ask, enabled, disabled. Great, much more flexibility starting to show up. King of Glory. Mobile data, always ask, enabled or disabled. You see how this is all tied into that ADHD thing as well. I guess that just has to do with, are you going to be using mobile data or not, back and forth to the watch. Then we have a player for mobile data enabled or not, perhaps music player, and watch face market. Connect and disconnect, enabled, and mobile data also. So more settings in the preferences and permissions that you turn on. That's what we just did, was all the permissions there. Okay, there's a lot that goes into these reviews. It really is. I don't know how people can do them in 5 minutes. Watch faces gets us into our scrolling thing that we had looked at here, and notice that this one also had a little setting that I could do it in green or black. So if you want it in black, on whether it's lit up or not, you have that option. Again, press and hold. Oh, did I turn that off? Well, maybe I did. I guess I turned that off. We'll go back into settings, into watch faces, and change it back to green. You see all the different options of how you play with this. I can get to settings that way. I can get to settings this way. Yeah, lots of secondary ways of playing with this. Then we have this store, and the store looks really robust. It's something that used to be in the app over here, but as they tell you on the phone, you have to do it on the watch now by going into the store itself and access the apps directly. It's going to open the phone to go in and install any of the other apps that you want. So it's going to download the App Store APK, and then I got to go through and install all of that. That's something else to play with later. About tells us about the watch. It's a TicWatch 2. That's the device name. Android version is 5.1. We are on the TicWare version 4.8.0. So check when you update that you're on that. My device ID and serial number. Then there's the battery level. Internal storage, I have about 1 gigabyte available, and it talks about an SD storage of 1.13 gigabytes available. So we have 2 different areas of storing information inside the watch. Tiny little amount, but enough to probably do some watch faces and apps and things like that. And then there's the training tutorial, which when you start that, guides you through how to slide and how to tickle and all of those kind of things. So if you don't know how to work your watch, it should guide you the very first time you turn it on and set it up. And after that, if you want to see that thing again, that's where you'd go to do that. is in that settings section under the About, right? Which was down at the bottom. All right. So factory reset is what it says. If I check mark that, it resets the whole watch as if it's brand new. And update is where I can check the version update to make sure I'm on the current, most recent version. Do this when you first get this watch, folks. I'm telling you, you're a few versions behind. And the nice thing is it looks like anytime there's an update, it accumulates all the old ones in the new one. So you don't have to go through doing it multiple times, just one time. The current log says that we are on a stable version, 4.8.0. And these are the things that were added with this version. Can you read all that? I hope so. And then it's got it in Chinese as well. Few things. Now, this is what gets interesting. There's a version switch. It's on the stable version, right? But you can switch to a beta version to experience the latest features. Now, if you do that, you have to download and go through this whole process. But the stable version is there if you want a reliable watch. But if you want to play around a bit, and they're doing some beta testing, you can download the beta version and switch between the two. So the release takes a while, and you want to make sure you're on Wi-Fi like it says, and you have to install the corresponding companion pair app, which is probably in here, and then you can go and do it. And then your feedback is directly to forum.tickware.com. Understood. Switch it. I'm not doing that. I'm not even sure I'm going to later until I get more familiar with the watch. But if any of you do it and get some good results, list them in the comments. Let us know what's new in the beta that you're getting, that you're testing for us. Thank you. And that's it. That's it in settings. All right. Once again, we didn't go to the left. Going up gets us into these different panels. The first one is this one. The second one was this one, and we just covered the settings from going in here. So we've covered all four of those and the brightness. Now, you come over here and you've got a music player, and if you have music, you can play it. This is the music player control for music that's on your phone. And I'm pretty sure it works with streaming services like Spotify as well, so that you can control it from here. Next, we swipe over, and we get to, you got it? I got to do this off camera for just a second. You get to the weather. And the weather shows you whatever locations you've put in here, as well as your own location. I put in Shenzhen so I can keep track on our partners and what the weather's like where they live. And it looks like beautiful sunny weather in China right now. Okay. Then you can exit out of here and come back. Go one more to the right, and now you're in what is the fitness app display. And I think like the Apple Watch and all the others that are trying to show you your fitness in little circles of steps and calories burned and all that other stuff, you'll see that show up here. But I don't have any data to show you. Relatively, I have 44 steps, and that's what my information is. So once you accumulate some information, this panel will show that to you. I have a goal of 8,000 steps, and I've done 44 of them. Steps overview, sorry, almost off camera there. Steps overview page, and that's it. So there's those two pages. So together you have that one and that one that represent fitness. Then here's your goal of quick walk and duration, a goal of 30 minutes, and an exercise overview. So it's really becoming quite the fitness watch. A goal of 9 hours on 250 steps over, it says, and I guess on here, then your active hours overview. And then finally, this is the settings area where you can enable the pedometer. You can set a stand-up reminder period. You can adjust the time you want it to begin or end, and it'll, for the sedentary ones that aren't using it for fitness, it'll at least get you to stand up. your step goals, your active hour range, your step notifications on or off, and your daily goal notifications, enable or disable. If disabled, you'll not be able to receive health and daily goal notifications. So I'll leave it turned on. It's enabled. And that's it. We're at the end of our rope of all of the different things that we can look at here. All right, let's get back to our main display. Now, from here, if I swipe up, I got notifications. If I swipe to the right, I get the app drawer. We're going to go through the apps in a moment. But if I swipe to the left, what time is it in Shenzhen, China?
Current time of New York is 17:30, Thursday, June 8, 2017.
Well, it gave me New York. That's a little bit off. It's not quite Siri. It's not quite Google from what I've heard, what I'm seeing, but it is a voice support system. And you get to it by swiping to the left or using the keyword if you have that turned on. But remember, the watch is always listening for you to say, okay, Tickle, what time is it in London, England?
Current time of London is 21:30, Thursday, June 8, 2017.
Now, volume's up all the way, and it's still soft by my estimates. So a recommendation is better ringtones and louder volume on the watch. Those are the two things I'd like to see so far. And you got the keyword, and you can activate it at any time with that keyword. Well, So we're ready to go to the right, are we? Yes. When we go into the dialer, remember this works as a phone as well. So your call logs are here. If you've received and sent some phone calls, you can, call or check them on here and probably tap them and call back. If I swipe one more, I go into my contacts, and it's pulling the contacts in automatically from the phone, and they're all populated with my contacts. So I'm going to skip past that little dot and go to the next dot. And the third dot is, or third page is your dialer. So you put in whatever number you want. And if you have a SIM card in your phone, it will dial it. I don't have a SIM card set up, but if I had the link, I could make a phone call, speak, and hear from my watch from actually making the call with the phone. You have to have it tethered. This does not let you put a SIM card in it for standalone use. Okay, out of that, back to here, we have a calendar, and the calendar searches for events that you've got in your calendar on your phone, and we'll display them here for you. And I've got one, what is it, 3 o'clock today? Take mom to the airport, all right. I can view it on the phone, I can delete it, that's pretty cool, especially since I put that calendar thing on the calendar on my on this phone that I'm filming with, not this one. This is my backup one that I use for the videos. But somehow it's pulled it even though it's linked to here. So it must be coming from my Google or something. But anyway, it's more than just showing you the dates of a calendar. It's actually giving you your calendar information. Like that, huh? Here's our heart rate. And it looks like we go into the weather section there. Oh, I'm sorry, health. Overall health. So we have that page, we have the goal page, and then all these settings. I thought the heart rate was in that, but it's not. Okay, that's a little bit different. Fitness, maybe it's over here. Swipe left to view your history record. Oh, okay. Well, this has changed. We got bigger, colorful display now for the different kind of events that you can do, which include all of these. And then each of these have different information that you can gather. No record. Let's get started. So we don't have a record, so I would have to do an outdoor run, and I can set a target duration if I want to run for 1 minute, or a distance if I want to run for 1 mile, or calories if I want 100 calories. So you set a target if you want a vibration or an alarm, and then you turn it on and let it go. Remain stationary, skipping this step may cause loss of route tracking. It's attempting to get the GPS lock right now. And there's a little counter going around. This is all new in the latest update as well. And because I'm indoors and this is under the camera and all of that stuff, it's probably not going to get GPS lock, but outdoors it should. I'm going to go ahead and start it. It's trying to monitor the heart rate, and it's begun. And so now you see it's going to calculate my beats per minute in my heart rate. I'll go ahead and put my finger on that. It's giving me time, it's giving me distance, and it's supposedly doing this according to GPS. This is the first dot. If I scroll down, I get calories and miles per hour. And one more, I get, it looks like, I'm not sure. Is that pace? Probably, something like that. Okay, it's now reading my real-time heart rate while it's calculating all of this data. And I see this little arrow blinking up here. And I've got a dot and an X. That maybe is looking for GPS. I get that if I swipe that way. And if I come back, long press to end. And I am out of there. So there's my outdoor run, which didn't really accumulate much of anything. And I could save it or delete it. Confirm to delete it. And I could, of course, then sync it to the app in here, which we're just about to go to, because you guys got to see this app. All right, so you have all these different categories, right? And that is, and then if you have records, the records would be right there. That is the whole fitness. And that's where you got to the heart rate. Health and fitness. Then weather just brings up your weather app and the cities or towns or locations you've put in there. Watch face brings this up. This is the store, if you will, to download watch faces, except I don't think you have to buy them. They're free. Cool. This is all new, too. I ran through this whole thing once already on the old firmware. But now, running on the new firmware, it looks like they've put these specialized watch faces that you can download right here under this particular app. All right, let's take that one. What the heck? All right, oh, look at that. Okay, that's the download, I guess, as it's coming in to be installed. Transferred probably Bluetooth or Wi-Fi into it. Looks like it's still working. And there's a few more. Well, this goes on and on and on. So there's a bunch of watch faces you can put in. We'll take a look at those in a minute. Stopwatch. This is kind of fun. Watch this. You got the little second thing kicking around here, and it's giving you seconds and hundredths. And then you tap here, you get a lap time, and you get a little marker for the lap time too. So you can kind of see how close together they are. If you hit it again to get another lap, it resets that. You don't get multiple markers. You can pause it. You can start it again. You can reset it. Simple. Stopwatch. This is your player that you can sync the music from the TicWare companion app for the music on your phone into the watch, and then take your music with you and play it using this player from your watch. And again, you have a Bluetooth setting that you can use a Bluetooth headset if you'd like, instead of listening to it out of the speaker. So really well thought out how they've put this thing together. Here's our recorder. Aha, let's start recording. Hello everybody, we are doing a review of the TicWare 2 smartwatch on Smartwatch Ticks, the YouTube channel. Stop it. Check mark it. Save it. And if I go over here, there's a first test I did earlier to make sure it works, I think. Which one's the newer one? This one. And now we'll play it.
Hello everybody, we are doing a review of the TicWare 2 smartwatch on Smartwatch Ticks, the YouTube channel.
Soft. However, if I scroll, how do I do this? If I scroll over here and sync it to the phone, it will send that over to the phone. Now, I got to get out of here and get back into my app, so let me do that real quick. Okay, and if I scroll down, I know I'm jumping around, but I just wanted to show you, if I scroll down to Recorder, there's the 2 recordings that we did, and here's the latest one.
Hello everybody, we are doing a review of the TicWear 2 smartwatch on Smartwatch Ticks, the YouTube channel.
So, you see, it comes out really loud and clear. It's a good quality recorder. The speaker's just really low volume. Fix the speaker, more ringtones, I'll be happy. Okay, now, oh, look at that. Did you see that? I went into fitness and look, it can authorize an interface with Google Fit, Runkeeper, as well as Strava. All of you guys who want your data that you get on your watch on these apps, you now have a way through the interface app, tethered from here to here, and then authorize them and link them there. Wow, nice. That's right next to the recorder. I'm almost ready to switch over to here. We really need to talk about that. Notice it's totally locked up now, right? Because I set those settings so that it wouldn't be touch sensitive. So I have to like wiggle the watch to get activity. And there I am. As we come back and go through the rest of the apps, we have a timer where you have 1, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. You have a bunch of presets, and then you can make your own custom timers. When you turn it on, it activates immediately and starts the countdown time for the amount of time you have set it for, which hopefully works in the background as we move forward to the alarms. Same thing, we can set an alarm. I set one earlier to test it out. I can delete that. I can set another one. I won't bother. But, you know, you get the picture. It's a basic alarm type of a thing. We have a really nice calculator. Look at that. If I put in a bunch of numbers, cannot input more numbers. Okay. Well, how do I clear it? Oh, just touch up there. Let's put in some numbers. And watch this. If I press here, it expands it so that I can really hit the button. And hit equals. And there you go. And if you're putting in large numbers, it gives you commas appropriately, which is nice if you're in the British style. So, oh, there goes my alarm. It's vibrating nicely. I don't hear the sound because I think we have the sound turned off. Anyway, I'm getting a vibration alarm. That's my countdown timer working. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. I can press and hold and slide it to turn it off. And I'm back where I was before, which we were just messing around with the calculator. Settings we've gone through. The store we're going to go into. And heart rate is if you want the generic heart rate app, you come in here. Now, this is probably a good time to show you what this looks like on, right? Slide it on. The band is so cool, this liquid rubber. Ooh, I love it. Okay, where did my heart rate go? Start it. Keep still. Yeah, right. Me, keep still. I don't know how. I can be still. I just can't be quiet. That's the problem. There we go. Nice. We got a good reading, and it's continuing to accumulate that reading as well in beats per minute. And that's what it looks like. It's a thin little thing. It's a really nice thin little band. It's got the little tick thing over here, which I've disabled because I've been holding it to show you how it works. And it's got the button here that should return us right back to home. If I come over and go in here, it turned it off, which is nice, I guess, if you want that feature. I think there's when you're running in either running or the walking apps, it keeps the heart rate on all the time. Here you go in and you have to turn it on manually. And that is it for all of the installed apps. Right? All right. I am going to switch to the phone app first, and then we're going to come back, for those of you diehards, and walk through the installed watch faces as well as some of the new ones that I downloaded already. And you can check all those good things out. So, the app itself, it's got an upper thing in the left where you can sync apps. When you do that, if you have apps that I guess you've installed and set up, they'll be synced. We haven't done any of those. Contact us. A referral bonus where you can make money to refer the watch to your friends. Okay? And what you could do is set yourself up on the referral bonus and then tell them to watch this review, right? And I'll get credit, not monetarily, but, if you guys give me thumbs up, that really helps. And if you subscribe, that really helps. And if you guys decide to buy it through our sponsor, that really helps. And then maybe you can get the referral bonus from sending your friends through that whole process. I don't know. And then there's a more button that gives you more information, what version we're running. There's a lot of support from TicWare, it looks like, and you can use that. Okay, the upper right-hand side, you can pair with a different device if you want to, or disconnect, or I can find my watch. And it beeps the watch. Okay, then we've got all of these things here. There's the store itself. When we press that, we enter the store. We saw we were getting that set up. You have overall notifications, where we have them disabled right now. Notification access. Oops. So these are all the different things that I've got in here, and I need to activate, what the heck is this one called? TicWare, right? TicWare. Okay. And now it's enabled, which means it can now push notifications from the watch, from the phone to the watch as you set them up. And these are options that you can read, that things you can set up. You can block certain apps that you don't want notifications from as well. Your watch faces. It's showing all of the different watch faces that I have available. So I don't have to press and hold and slide. I could just bring up the plum flowers, and there they are. Or this one, and there it is. Or that one, and bring it up. So it's really flexible. In fact, I think that's how I'll show you these watch faces, is from this page. Lots and lots of them. And you can download more right through here or right through there. And we saw the separate app that was available for downloading watch faces too. So really good stuff there. We'll be back. Quick cards. These are the ones that you see when we scroll. Again, I got to activate. When we scroll, we have the fitness, that's the health right there. Then we have the weather, we have the music player. All of those are in here. And if you don't want them, you can delete them. I believe here you could rearrange the order of them. Those are basically the quick cards. The App Store. Is that the same store? Yeah. And it wants us to open it on here. The health area. Here you go. When you have some health data and it's tethered back, see, this is today, there's yesterday. It's making that big circle on the outside. That's my steps. The active hours and the exercise minutes would also be, I guess, the green circle and the blue circle. So it's really designed for those of you who are going to be out there exercising quite a bit and keeping records of that day by day. Here's where you put in all of your basic information, including your goal and date of birth, all that stuff, your profile. And that's the health. And weather is where you come in and you put in whatever else you'd like to see besides your current location. Then we come down to music. No music found. You can add music. You got 800 megabytes on the TicWatch. And if I switch to phone, I have all of these kind of songs that I've got in here that I could transfer over to the watch, including, webinars and whatever you'd like, books that are read out loud, all of that stuff. Whatever it's audio, you can add it to your watch right from this music section. The recorder we just played for you, that was recorded on the watch. Fitness. We showed you that you can authorize and transfer data into all of these different apps. Taxi, if you want to order an Uber, you can link it and order it by simply saying taxi home or taxi to work or whatever. So it's all integrated for that. And finally, a really robust help section. When you get into the app, now you can download this app right now. You don't need to buy anything. Download the app, go into the FAQ and user guide, and just go through each of these sections, and you can read up about all of the information that they have provided for you and kept up to date. And wait, there's more. All of this stuff too. So I don't have to show it to you here. You can do it on your own by downloading the app itself. Come back out of here. Called TicWare Global in the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. Right? All right. So, coming back here and pressing and holding. Just show you quickly, then we'll get into all of them individually. I think I deactivated that again, right? So I have to go over either to the side or come back into the watch to get into where we'll show you the watch faces. But I set it up so I'm protected and I'm not going to actually mess with accidentally pressing and holding in my pocket or on my arm or whatever to get this thing out of the watch face mode. That's a toggle you can set in there. But we want to look at some of the watch faces. Here we go. The classic was what we started with, and that was this one. And we had the option, you recall, to actually change it to put that on here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to change that unless I activate the press and hold, or I go way over into the settings and get into it from there. So I'm going to turn that setting back on that we have the ability to get in there. If I go into watch faces from here, which is what normally you get to if you press and hold, then I can get here and I can switch it back. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to set it all up, and we're going to come back and look at all of the watch faces. For those of you that don't want to do that, then now is the perfect time to go down to the show notes and click on the link that takes you over to BangGood.com. If you're convinced that a TicWatch is in your future or your past, then check it out. This is really a good price, which we're getting listed for such a sophisticated watch. And in a few days, there's going to be a deeper discount still. So check it out. I've got a coupon discount for you there. And once you get yourself started with the TicWatch, wow, I think fitness is going to enter your life. A lot of things are going to change. Very nice watch. And very amazing, I think, that we're actually seeing this available from a Chinese vendor, one of our best ones that has given us heart rate monitor watches and all sorts of goodies. So check out the TicWatch 2. Thumbs up on this video, please, if you like it, because the thumbs up helps it become propagated so other people who are interested in TicWatch can discover our channel and also look into all the other kind of watches we've got, Android and tethering and dual mode and maze fits and all of those things. So a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, we invite you to do that as well. And here are the parade of watch faces for the TicWatch 2. Oh, not so fast. We're not done yet. Turns out I delayed a day in putting up this review so that I could accumulate some data for you on this amazing watch. This is today. I have jogged around the house and got 274 steps on here and almost 1 hour of activity, it looks like. 1 unit anyway, and you can see these little things are happening. But yesterday, after I put together the review, I went out and burned some rubber. Look at this. I've got all these things, whatever they are. 7 active hours, 5,636 steps, and 18 exercise per minute. So what are these things? Well, I got on my cycle and did 8 minutes worth of biking, did a 9-minute outdoor walk, and a 21-minute outdoor run. This is what the data looks like. Go into the cycling, and you see you get all of this stuff. It gives you some heart rate information, gives you your zone information, and you can see I can do this all without even breaking a sweat. I'm so good. And speed, average speed, look at all the graphs you get. And at the very bottom, you get a map, which is where I'm at. So I don't want to show you all my maps. But you get this whole map down there. That is the cycling. So those of you who are into it, look at the categories because you can see the type of data that you get. Now, if the cycling wasn't enough, here is the outdoor walk. Distance of 3.3 miles, duration of 8.5 minutes. I burned 181 calories and so forth. Same kind of thing. Average heart rate. Boy, I'm good. 67 beats per minute. Average speed. Look at that. I was able to run, or walk, I guess, 46 miles an hour. That's super fast. Step frequency. Here's another new thing that you're going to see when you're doing the outdoor walking. And of course, down here there's a map too. Step length. There's our distance route. I'll show you a little bit of it. You see a route with some little dots for each of the miles that you walk around. And it's the GPS. I only had my watch with me. No phone, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no tethering, GPS on the watch, accumulating the actual track and transferring it when I synced up over here to the app. And last one, a nice 21-minute outdoor run. There again, nice heart rate information. Yeah, I do plan on getting my heart rate up there so that I can see and try to keep it within the zone. This one lets you have pace when you're running. And you get all of these charts. And again, step frequency and distance and route, and then the map. And that is the outdoor run. And so you can really use this watch. And of course, when you go down into here, you're going to get that same circular pattern that you see here on your watch live. And then it gets transferred over here, and you have access to all of the data. But wait, there's more. I can come back here to, where was it? Fitness, right? And I went ahead and set it up with Google Fit, which means all the data you just saw, including the GPS track, can be sent out to Google Fit, Runkeeper, or Strava. Really cool. Just wanted you guys to see what you can do with this watch through this app and out to everything else that you want to use as your sports information. All right, that's it. Let's look at these watch faces. Hey, Mrs. Tix, you think I should tell him I was riding in the car when I did all of this? They're going to think I'm going to do a marathon. All right, it's just our secret. Here's the classic black. That's the first one. We took a look at this one as well, the second one, and then we've taken a look at the third one. And remember, we changed this one to black and then back to green again. Here's an interesting one with flowers, and it fades out to look like that. Here's the plum flowers, which are kind of black and white to begin with, and its black and white is just the hands of the watch with the word tick. Here's Ghost Riders, what they call this one. A lot of interesting data on there, and it shines in black and white as well. Another one called Triplex with gauges, and it's black and white. Here's a blue Oceanus. And Space Time looks like this. Of course, any of these you can freeze frame and look at longer if you want. They're flipping by pretty quick. It's supposed to be 5 seconds in between each one, but it sure looks like it's only 2 or 3 to me. Here's digital. Almost washed out in terms of being too bright. Taycan. Here's steel. We're looking at a black one now. And just the hands alone. Then we switch over to Miss Pink. Bright white silver. And its dark is just a little watch face in the middle. Another one now called Calendar. It's showing you digital time. And again, black and white. Golden Compass. It would be cool if it really was a compass. But that's what you're getting on there. Celestial. This is interesting. See how the date is being done in the middle? With those wheels. Another one. The splash of red color. That seemed to be moving with the hands, huh? One of those is a hand, I guess, the hour hand. Here's Golden Time. Old castle. I love how the hands kind of twirl around to their current position. Now, one called butterfly. Golden coffee. Similar themes in all of these, slightly different colors, different layouts. Some have more data, some less. But they tend to go to a minimalist black and white with just the minimal data you need. This one's called Nomo White. And I presume we're using a lot of power to make the watch light up like that. And that's probably why everything goes dark. See how the hands flipped from black to white, or white to black. Here's a simple green. And nice black and white contrast. If you want a good digital watch just to see the time, simple green might be your choice. This is metal orange. Colorful. You see the spiral moving? This is actually an animated one. Might use a little more power, but it was kind of cool. Woo! I'm having to balance between bringing the watch close to the camera and then making sure you still get it in focus. So we'll leave it kind of down here. Now, this is called Calendar Watch. And on the thumbnail, it looked like it was showing your calendar appointments actually on the watch, but I don't see that translating over to what we see on the watch. But see down here? It's like it's showing little calendar entries. This is Starry Sky. That's nice. Retro Wave. Now, we're easing into the non-standard ones, the ones that you can download from that little plus sign that we saw. Because some of these I recognize as ones that I had downloaded extra. I just took a spattering of them to give you an idea. Oh, wow, what does that say? Allow Odyssey for heart rate monitor. Okay, let's do that. So maybe it's doing a... I'm not sure. Oh yeah, right down there. It's supposed to be doing heart rate. So you perhaps, with this watch face, you could have a live heart rate on your screen too. That would be nice. Tree planting. Oh, look at the animation. This one I want to bring back up again if I can. There. And leave it on a little bit longer by touching it. See the animation of the green falling? Of course, as soon as it times out, that's gone, but that's really nice. Light Planet is this one. Okay. Oh, you know, because I touched it, it's going to go a little longer than the standard 3 or 4 seconds before it times out completely. But we'll let it go all the way to the white, if it does. There. That's its resting mode. This is a bright orange digital that shifts to that appearance. Few more. Electric line. Another really good big digital. That's easy to see in the bright light. Steps. All sorts of good stuff. Here's something. Another one wants to have heart rate monitor, so we'll say okay. And it's not on my arm, so I'm not going to get you a reading, but you see the data there and you see the heart there. So the heart rate could show up when the watch is in its standby mode. This is awesome. This is one of my favorites, fish. And I don't want you to go out. I want you to stay on. Because it shows you different fish swimming, and they change every few seconds. Like a standard goldfish, and then in between, there's a different fish. Isn't that cool? Here's another interesting one, this one called Meteor. Wow, nice. The little thing you see flashing every now and then is the Wi-Fi connection. It's confirming it's connected to Wi-Fi. Here's Digital Pro, which is a fancy, nice bright watch. So it looks like the animated background ones don't go into the standby mode. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. We still have a few more. Okay, I'm glad you're still with us. There, finally. All right. Here's this one now. Very colorful. And that's its black and white version. This one we played with a little bit. I think I showed you this. That's weird, huh? And it's like that. Now I'm going to go back to Meteor, now that it's in its timeout phase, so you can see what it does. There. And what was the other one? Fish. That's the one with the swimming fish. And when it finally times out... Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't time out. But Meteor did. Yeah, see? Okay, so the fish is something you could have on active all the time, I believe. We did black eye, so let's do this one called speed. And this one. Oh, did you hear the little sound? So this is a Star Wars one. Star Wars ones. That's Skywalker. Here's Yoda. And here's Stormtroopers. And when you put it on there, or bring it up, it makes a little sound. Rice dumpling. Okay. Sport heartbeat, this one's called. Touch billions? No. Tourbillons. Tiffany. Ah, you can see the gears moving on this one. They're not moving when it's in its final form, though. Another one. This is a bright white one with digital, and then it probably flips. Yep. Weather will actually bring up the weather in your current area, and it has a watch face with weather on it. And then fans, we downloaded that one a moment ago, or earlier. And that looks like that. And then this is the button that you press to download additional ones, which you can download here to the... oh no, it tells you want to download it directly to the watch. So you can use that process on the watch to download them. So, there you have it. That is a look. Oh, it's on its little cushion. Isn't that cute? A look at all the different watch faces on the TicWatch 2. All right, we'll see you later.